Urban League, and I want to welcome those of you who have never been to the Urban League before, and welcome you here, and then I want to welcome back those who have been here before to tell you that you are here on a good day at a good time. We have branded these meetings, these networking, these events called the Seize the Opportunity. And for what we know is a lot of things happen and people don't take advantage of them because at 5 o'clock they're tired and they go home, okay? Or they prioritize things and they do other things. So I am very glad that you are here to take advantage of the opportunity. I want to acknowledge everybody in the room because one of the things we always try to do is we recognize VIPs. I don't do that because I think everybody that's here is important and every role that you play is important. So I thank you for being here. I want to acknowledge that we have some partners in the room, and rather than going through all that list, what is important is that you are here, and because of your presence, they are here. And the great thing about our time together this evening is you'll be able to meet with people who are involved in this project. We've got some drawings up here, and most of you know a little bit or a lot about the project, but I know that you're here for one reason. How do I get engaged? You know, what's in it for me? How can I and my business get involved? And that is what we want to use your time and our time to do. Because the benefit, especially for the community that we're engaged in, is for companies, people who live in the East Knoxville area, and small businesses to have a benefit, an economic benefit from the multi-use stadium project, and for all things that will come as a result of that. And so our time is not to talk about a lot of fluff and cloud things, but for you to meet with the people who are actually going to do that and connect with them. And so we have with us tonight, and people will introduce themselves and talk about what they do. And then they will also talk about how you can be engaged with either a contractor, a subcontractor, a developer, or whatever. They'll tell you how best to engage with them, okay? I would encourage you not to leave here tonight without getting an answer to the question that's in your head right now. Seize the opportunity. Seize the opportunity. Okay, so that was my part, and I want to introduce you to Penny Owens. Miss Penny? Miss Penny Owens? And Mo, okay. Well, let me tell you who the head guy is with us tonight. So, without Doug Kershaw, I probably wouldn't have the opportunity to welcome you here. Doug is head of boys sports, and you know, if we didn't have them, we wouldn't get the play ball, right? Right? So, without further ado, Bob, you know.
Thank you. I'm Doug Kershaw. It's great to see you all here. As Phyllis indicated, I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Boys Sports. You probably know Boys Sports best as the Tennessee Smokies. But in that position, I've had an opportunity for the last couple of years to be involved in trying to generate answers to some basic questions. Those questions started with what might a stadium in downtown Knoxville look like? And then those questions, then we set about to get some answers about whether a stadium would fit on the property that Mr. Boyd owns. If it would fit, what might it look like? And then maybe most importantly, what we're here really to talk about and focus on tonight is what else might that lead to? What has evolved is, in answering those questions, the realization that this is a tremendous economic development opportunity. It's really less about baseball and more about jobs and investment, a huge investment in our communities generally and in East Knoxville specifically. It's about jobs that are involved in not only the construction and operation of the stadium, but also in the construction and operation of private development that follows the construction of a publicly owned, publicly funded stadium. Typically, when one of these things is done, when a project like this is done, it's sort of assumed or it's hoped that there'll be significant economic development that follows the public investment in a stadium like this. But the unique thing about this situation, and why we're so excited about it, is that the private development that is always hoped for is part of going to be part of the process and part of the construction as the stadium is being built. The focus is really on local involvement. It's a local economic development opportunity, and we're so excited that all of you are here. It's such an encouragement that the answers to those basic questions have generated additional interest and brought a group of folks together like this. I hope all of you have a great evening. I hope you make valuable connections with your peers in the room. It's my pleasure now to introduce Frank Rothermel. Frank is the president of Denard Construction. As part of this process, we needed to get out ahead of it a little bit and start to select some team members so that we could come up with more answers to those basic questions. And Denard is part of our team. I'm pleased to turn it over to Frank now to talk a little bit about their role.
Good evening. Appreciate everybody coming on. I appreciate Phyllis and the Urban League for hosting this event. It's really important, and I know it's like Phyllis was saying earlier that people have a lot to do, and so trying to make up, not go home with your families to come here tonight, but you made a sacrifice too. As Doug said, I'm Frank Rothermel. I'm president of Denard Construction, and our team is honored to be selected as the construction manager for this multi-use stadium project. We're committed to achieving a significant DBE goal on this project and making a difference for our community. Our construction management team is made up of 3 companies, so this is a little bit unusual, but it's a really big project, and we wanted to bring as much expertise to the table as we could. And the 3 companies are Denard and Barton Mallow and EBCI. And representing Barton Mallow tonight is Candace Mitchell in the back there. She's their director of community engagement. And representing EBCI is Randall Turman. He's the president of the company. And also attending from Denard tonight is Mo Alves. He's standing back there by the camera, so you can see. Anyway, at this time I'd like to turn it over to Randall. Let Randall, he has a few words to say, and let him tell you guys what we're working on. See? Nice team member.
They're clever because they know that I do not really like doing it. But as Frank stated, my name is Randall Turman with EBCI. We're a local general contractor here, right here from the community. And it was such an event like this that propelled me to where I am today. Me and Denard have a relationship that goes back many years. And they've encouraged me and guided me to help me become a general contractor where we used to be a subcontractor. And with Denard and Marmello, they're really sincere about getting the community involved. We will exceed our 15% DBE goal. And I really think that, I'm trying to think of another situation where I've been involved in such as this, where you don't see too many times where the subcontractor has the opportunity to come in before the drawings have been laid out. And we have this opportunity. No one has been chosen as a subcontractor on this project as of yet. So I advise and encourage everyone to, if you can't get here tonight or make your way, then let the team know that you are out there. That is the only way that we can help you team you up with prime subcontractor. Even if you want to be a second tier or third tier, the opportunities are here. And so, like I said, the team is real sincere. We will meet the 15% goal and exceed it. So this is your opportunity to get in on the ground level, and we will point you in the directions of the skill sets that you have to team up with some of the major subcontractors. Thank you, and good to see you. Dennis Mitchell with, Martin Mellon.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Dennis Mitchell, and on behalf of Barton Mallow, I just want to say that we are excited to be a part of the team. We are one of the largest sports builders nationally, and I have the joy of working on community engagement programs across the country. What we're looking to do here is something that's very important for the Knoxville community, and we don't take that lightly. Randall had mentioned that we were teeing everybody up. The drawings have not been completed yet. We won't start bidding out until later on this year, but I'm here to tell you about the most important component. To get started, you actually have to be pre-qualified. But before you're pre-qualified, you have to be registered. You have to register on the Urban League's website. So if you have not had a chance to actually go and register your company, we want to know who you are and what your capabilities are. In order to do that, you have to go to the website, which I don't know it by heart, it's KUL.org. Alright, so you want to make sure that you go there and register your company. Second, if you're interested in performing as a prime contractor, so a first tier contractor, you have to be pre-qualified. And for this project, we're going to use the DENARC pre-qualification. It is pretty standard, so you have to make sure you have all of your insurances in order, all your financials for the last 2 years. All of that will be assessed. It's important to note, however, if you are looking to perform as a second or third tier, you don't have to go through the DENARC pre-qualification. You will have to go through your primes pre-qualification process. So primes only have to go through the DENARC pre-qualification process. From there, you'll get more information on the bids as they're going to be let. So Mo's going to talk a little bit about the schedule and how we're going to let out the project from here on out.
Hi everybody, my name is Mo, I'm with DENARC. So just to touch on what Dennis said a little bit, our goal is to try and get you guys involved as soon as possible, right? So here in the room, there's a mix of prime contractors that have worked with DENARC in the past, prime contractors that have not worked with DENARC in the past, DBE contractors that have not worked with either and want to be involved in the project, and that's kind of the purpose of this event, is to do the matchmaking between those groups so that we can get, so that we can meet our 15% goal and be able to engage with a lot more subcontractors. So after this discussion, and there's a, this is going to be a very brief speech that happens here. After this, it's very important, just like Phyllis said, and she always says, to get in where you fit in. So, you have to network, you have to try and get in contact with the other people that are here. We are, as part of the project, we are prioritizing DBE participation. So as a prime contractor, it's important for you to understand that without DBE participation in your bid, which this was obviously all public information for everybody, there's a benefit to you having DBE participation as part of your bid. So that's a good thing for the DBE companies, because then the DBE companies are then, there's a niche for them to get involved, grow, and have some type of relationship, whether it's a protege relationship similar to the DENARC EDCI relationship, or if it's a joint venture or an association or something like that. So that's the purpose of the event, and that was very important for me to say that. I wanted to make sure that was clear. Now, about kind of what is the next step, right? So we are currently waiting on, among several other things, obviously, I set a bid package that's going to go out for bidding. We're looking to hopefully have that out to the street somewhere around the end of the year, or the next quarter, next financial quarter. So before that happens, there's a lot of things that have to happen before that, and that's the reason why we're having these events, which is having the pre-qualification, having all those steps and boxes checked off. So after this, I will be here for an extended period of time. Probably I'll be the last one to leave. So if you have any questions, please come see me. Come see any of the people that are around here, and we'll be able to get you what you need. And then so as well as having this be the reason for today's event, we also wanted to be able to give everybody an opportunity to have the city of Knoxville kind of explain what are they doing, for the project, how are they involved in the project, and how can you get involved with the city of Knoxville outside of the project? So, not just for the stadium, also in every other aspect of the things that they have going on. So, Penny Owens, I don't know if she's here yet. Yes, she is. Okay, so Penny Owens will come up and speak briefly, just kind of explaining what the pre-qualification process is and what kind of bidding opportunities there are right now, or how to get to the bidding opportunities for the city of Knoxville that are not stadium related, as well as kind of how they interpret DBE and what that actually means. So, without further ado, Penny Owens.
Good evening, everyone. So first off, I'll talk a little bit about our DBE definitions, so that will kind of relate, I think, similar to what you will see for the stadium. Our DBE definitions are based on what the state uses. So if you go to our website at knoxvilletn.gov/purchasing and then click on the small business page, you can find those definitions there. Within our bids, we have what's called a DBE form that we ask like our primes to fill out. And within that, they also include any other subs that are DBEs. So that's how we get that participation if a DBE is not the prime contractor. As far as current bids that we have available right now, we have one that's, I think it's almost ready to go. Sale and collection of recycled scrap metal. We have insulated garage doors to be installed. We're in design phase for the 17th Street Bridge repairs, so that will be coming eventually for the construction piece. And we have a bid for on-call construction services. I think I have one getting ready to post for, it was just in my email, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It'll come to me, Third Creek Greenway. We're doing some repairs, Third Creek Greenway again. And then also, we will have, if you've seen the press release that came out this week from the city, we have a lot of the ARPA dollars are heading our way. So we do have some stormwater projects coming up, so that'll probably be over the next year or so. And then we'll also have some additional engineering projects. So I think we'll see some of the sidewalk things we haven't been able to do, some of the infrastructure that we've had to delay. Okay.
Thanks, Penny. So just one last order of business that I forgot to mention before I stepped off the podium here. Just regarding when is this happening? When is this thing going out to bid? We are looking forward to having the earthwork package hopefully come out to bid towards the end of this year, before the end of the year. And however, the rest of the package and the rest of the bidding packages are going to be going out early next year. So it's important to get involved now, get involved right away. That way you guys can do what we need to do as far as getting on the bidding list. Now, to kind of conclude it and talk for the rest of the group here is TC from the Knoxville Area Urban League. Terrence, please. Thanks.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. We are really appreciative that you took the time to stop by and at least get updated information about the stadium project. Obviously, this is an important project. This is why we are continuously having these types of opportunities for everybody to speak with each other, meet with each other, and hopefully create some joint ventures. I'm Terrence Carter. I'm the Vice President of Economic and Business Development here at the Urban League. And we want you to continue to stay engaged. Our number one priority with regard to this particular event is for you not to leave this room not knowing each other. We've got primes and subs, we've got subcontractors in tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You all should be able to meet with each other, see what your capabilities are, see if there's some opportunities that present itself, because we realize that this is a huge project. If your company is not big enough to bond a $200 million project, we know that that will limit your opportunities. So we're encouraging everybody to get together, figure out what you can do together, what your strengths are, put together strong capability statements, increase your bonding capacities, increase your insurance levels so you can be competitive when these bids hit the streets. We are doing this before bids hit the street, so no one will be able to say we didn't have an opportunity to hear what was coming, when it was going to be coming, and what you needed to do to prepare yourself. So in addition to knowing that there's not going to be a whole lot of smaller companies able to do this project on their own, we have been doing training since May at this point now. We've had 15 different training sessions, all toward business growth, business development, capacity building, everything from cash flow management, everything from bonding, and we'll have another one on the 19th, which is next week, 19th of October. We will have a session from 4 to 5 p.m. This will be virtual on SBA surety bonding program and insurance program. So we encourage you to register on our website for that. In fact, if you haven't registered for this event, if you want to be engaged with other training opportunities, Honest is going to put together a code that you can just scan, and once we have your information, every time we have a training opportunity, we will make sure you get that information. But we strongly encourage smaller companies to take advantage of these opportunities, because some of us, or some companies, we just know that they're just not ready yet. But we don't want that to be a reason for them not to be able to participate. That is the purpose for us going out of our way to put these training opportunities together. We've got 16 companies right now that are going through a next level business growth training program. They're coming up on their 6th class. And when they're done, they'll be better positioned than smaller companies to work on this project, either as joint venture or standalone. We have new companies in our co-starters program right now as well. So we will do our next co-starters class in the spring. So all of this information is on our website. We are also trying to, and I'm making this point specific because now we are shifting a lot of our focus to workforce now. These companies that are working on this site are going to be needing people that can do construction work. We want to make sure that we are ahead of that game as well. So we have spent the last 2 weeks focused our meetings on nothing but workforce training. So we're focused on pre-apprenticeship right now. We're also focused on some 2-year interim training that you can get after that, but in the meantime, you won't miss out on an opportunity to do construction work on this site if you want to. So we're going to do some OSHA 10 training to help the workforce side. We're also going to do some construction estimating, bidding, and construction scheduling. So if you're interested in any of those, make sure we have your contact information, make sure you do the barcode, scan your information, and we'll make sure we give the dates, times, locations, and how those trainings will be presented. Some of them will be virtual, some of them will be in person. But we do want you to take advantage of them because we're going to make sure that we do everything we can as a whole team to make sure you have the information, make sure you have the opportunity to grow and learn, and use this as an opportunity to take you to the next project, and the next project, and the next project. This is a huge project, yes. $200 million, yes. But it's not the be-all and end-all to all the economic development in our city. There's lots of procurement opportunities, so that was why we brought the city to talk about there, so you can see some opportunities right now that you've heard about, that you can start putting your bid packages together. You got construction stadium project that you can just start preparing for when the next bid packages come out. And then we see construction across the street from us right now. We could use all of y'all over there too. So take this opportunity and every opportunity that we put in front of you to get the information, use the information, and then leverage the information. It's in your best interest, it's our best interest. When you win, we win. When we win, you win. Thank you again for coming and start networking. I probably missed some. I'm getting the signal over there. I missed something. Go ahead.
Just a show of hands so that everybody in the room knows, if you're a DBE company, so a small business, a minority-owned business, or a service-disabled veteran business, or any of those, or woman-owned, did I say that?
Yes.
Or woman-owned business, please raise your hand. That way, the companies that are not, now you know who to go to, and the companies that are, you know who to go to. So, just wanted to make that clear for everybody, that way everybody in the room knows.
Well, I didn't miss that. It wasn't on my notes.
Yep.
But again, in all seriousness, we are very serious about trying to make sure we get a minimum of 15% minority participation on this project. We want to make sure, and we are dead serious about making sure we are inclusive in this community. This is the East Knoxville community. We cannot build a $200 million project and not have the East Knoxville community involved. We just will not allow that to happen. We will not fail. So join us and be successful with us. Thank you.
As we are sort of wrapping up just this formal part of it, but this will give you time to network. Are there any pressing questions that anybody wants to ask to the general body? Anybody have one of those questions? Mr. Carter, question? See that one?
I'll be the first. Do we have a preliminary schedule, like when project plans to start?
Sure, so the planned schedule is that construction should start, hopefully in the first quarter of next year, and it should take about 2 years for the project.
See, the rest of y'all wanted to know that.
You talk about prime contractors in tier 1, tier 2. Since you're working as a construction manager, will mechanical, electrical, drainage packages, will those
Right.
be prime packages?
Right, so sorry, I realized I used the wrong terminology there. So what I mean by prime contractors is subcontractors that would work directly for the general contractor. So that, a painter, all the way down to that level, right? So not necessarily just the mechanical, electrical, plumbing. That's literally every trade. All the division, all the divisions are gonna be a prime. So that's to answer your question. And if you still have a question about that, come see me after, and I'll explain.
Hasn't MEP been chosen?
No, nobody's been chosen at all for anything. This still has to go out to bid, so we're still very early on in the process here.
I was wondering how you're sending out bid documents without an MEP, so that's.
Right, well, we don't have, we don't even have the documents yet, to clarify. I don't know if I said something different, but we don't even have the drawings yet to even do that, so. That's the plan.
Excuse me, how many employees will be on the project?
I don't know the answer to that question. I honestly don't know the answer to that question, so I wouldn't even be able to answer you accurately, but I can come up with it, and maybe if you wanna take my phone number, I'll get it for you.
Okay.
I have a question. Would there be, proposals put out for drug testing or anything like that?
I don't know the question to that either, but I can get back to you.
Okay.
Right here first.
Oh, sorry.
I'm primarily concrete. My question is that, let's just say, that some things are eating up to the point where, you might be kind of froze out. Is there an opportunity to do other things within the system of the projects that are being passed out?
So I'm not sure I understand your question, I'm sorry.
I think the best way to put that is that, am I available to do other things as well within?
Sure,
the
so
project itself?
absolutely. So the first step for a contractor in your position would be to get the qualifications done so that we can identify, we, DNARC, and the project as a whole can identify how much work can you do. That's the first step. So, bonding capacity, all that insurance stuff, all that stuff. So if there is a limitation due to any of those reasons, there are specific things that we were planning on doing, like breaking out specific trades to split them out so that we can have more participation included. So that is being explored. So the best way for you to do any of that or to be involved is to go through the qualification process, come find us, and make sure that you are proactive in this entire process. And through the Knoxville Area Urban League, we are making every effort to make sure that all communication goes through them to everybody. So the best thing for you to do, there's a barcode on that front table there that takes you to the website that TC was just talking about. It's the Knoxville Area Urban League website. That's where you can register. It's actually the registration for today's event. So if you've already registered for today's event, you're already on the list. But if not, make sure you do. So that way the Knoxville Area Urban League has your contact information and we can make that connection.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, as Mr. Carter mentioned, this is a big piece in private, what he said in Knoxville, which is probably African American population. That's 50%, I guess, goal that you have. Is there any way that African Americans can be a part of it, set aside in that, or is it all involved?
Ask the question again.
Okay, as you said, Knoxville is, East End Knoxville is heavily African American population. With the goal of 50%, is any part of that, can any part of that be concentrated for African American contractors?
Well, we're making an intentional, deliberate effort to focus our recruitment in the East Knoxville community for that reason. Legally, we cannot mandate that as a legal contractual thing. That is our goal. We're committed to, and we're going to achieve it. But we can't make anybody legally do anything. Otherwise, we are all liable to be sued. And until the laws change, we got to abide by the laws.
I think a big part of the important part of this is that we are intentionally focusing on getting the community to respond to us, right? Intentionally focusing on trying to get subcontractors involved, intentionally focusing on trying to get people to be proactive, to get involved with us, so that we can do exactly what you're saying. So it's very important that everybody does exactly what I said before, get in where you fit in. Try and find right now, where can you fit in, whether it's through us as a general contractor, whether it's through a subcontractor, through a prime contractor, or through the Knoxville Area Urban League, or through the city of Knoxville for other opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities here, and I think the very important part of this event is so that everybody gets to network. So I don't want to take that away from anybody. So I really want to try and get everybody to do that. So I think we should, get
Let me wrap that up in a nice bow for you, because I think we're focused on just this part of the project in the center. And while this project is going on, all of these other projects, excuse me for a second, Mark, all these other projects that are right here, around here, the private development, that's gonna be going on at the same time. So there are plenty of opportunities for you to determine where you best fit into your capabilities. And remember, and obviously this is just common sense, you're all gonna be working within what your capabilities and skill sets are. So take a look at the drawings, take a look at what's out there, and then determine what you're capable of doing. We're clearly not gonna put anybody on any part of the project that they're not qualified or capable of completing. I mean, the project has to be done on time, on budget, and it has to be quality. Because when we look at this 30, 40, 50 years from now, it needs to still be standing and look brand new. So let's just be real clear and serious about that.
As the CEO of the Urban League, I get to put a different spin on things. The project is 2 blocks that way, 1 block over. It's not just something that's theoretical. It is very personal to us, because this is our neighborhood. The people that come to our building every day are the people who are supposed to be engaged in this project. We know that people need some assistance because they have, in order to compete in a project of this scale. Our role is to make sure that we provide opportunities for people to be competitive, making sure that if somebody who has only done concrete and have made a living doing concrete can make sure that if they have to team with 3 other concrete people and their bid is competitive, that's what the Urban League is doing, okay? Because concrete is a good job. My uncle put 2 kids through school on concrete. So, and he didn't have big jobs. He did driveways and steps, a lot for the church too. So we understand that. And not everybody understands what people in the community have done. But see, we do. And so when we bring people together and we say, you can team, and then you get to be part of this larger project. The other thing is, when you team on this, then you know how to team on the next bigger project. We look at this project every day. My office overlooks that project. And so we see what's missing, and we are committed to that. And so when people talk about a community benefits agreement, we know it better than anybody. Because we know the numbers of people in our community that don't have jobs, small businesses that don't have opportunities, and we know what it takes for people to have it. And regardless of, what your business is, we want to make sure that people and businesses here benefit in something that's right here. But we know, let me say this, and I can go on record with this, it is going to take a diverse mixture of people in this room, those of you who have been primed to have some DBE within your company. We are not going to get to what we need to get if we don't work together. DeNarc is working with Mr. Randall to make sure that we hit our goals. Mentoring is something that people have done all along, but if we're going to make the community better, then I suggest that those of you who have a business already need to look around and see who else you can mentor with, because the DBE engagement is a critical part of the contract. And they will tell you Denard that one of the reasons that they were selected is because they included it as a critical part of what they were gonna do. And so, if you say, well, I've never worked with a person of color, guess what, the Urban League bringing you together. And when you put in your, now I'm saying fact here, I'm going off script, but I'm telling you what the truth is, okay? So you can give me the lowest cost for light bulbs, but if you're doing it all by yourself, we're gonna look at that in a different way. But if you brought in someone else, that this is gonna help mentor and benefit the community, we're gonna look at it a little different. Okay? That's how we benefit the community.
Can I have a 30-second commercial?
Yes, sir. Because I took mine, so I gotta give an equal standing with it.
I'm Steve Horner, I'm with Bel Air Mechanical. Shane Horner beside me here. We're mechanical and utility contractors, or what most cities we would be a prime contractor. We're very open to minority partners. And I think Doug with East Tennessee Mechanicals here, we partnered with East Tennessee Mechanical in several projects here in town. It's going very well. Sometimes we work for them, sometimes they work for us.
Okay.
We don't care. But beyond that level of business to business, we are desperate for plumbers, sheet metal workers, welders, operators, all of the trades. So those opportunities are there. Those
You
jobs
came to
are
the
being
right place. You came to the right place.
And that's what I wanted to say.
Thank
You know,
you.
not just the business, but we're interested in people. Okay?
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I've been in the community as a contractor since 2008. And I don't wanna exaggerate it, but this is one of the most, opportunities that we've ever had as a contractor in an African-American owned company here in Knoxville. The only thing that we need to do is make sure that we get ourselves as companies known that we are out here and that we can do the work. And you will get an opportunity. Like I said, that is one of the things that we have been lacking that has finally been brought to the community. Most people here know that do this work. It is very rare that we get in before the drawings come out. By the time we get in, the drones are out, and they have already told them they want to do the work. I'm here to tell you, that is not the case here. That's not the case here. So I encourage you, whoever you are, whatever you do, let it be known that you are out there. And we will do everything to find somebody to team you up with and make you successful. Like she said, this is an opportunity that can prepare you to who knows where. Like situations like I've been in, like this, have propelled me to where I'm at today. So seize opportunity and get involved.
Yeah, I just want to speak to his point and to Randall's point. I'm Pamela Cochran with the city of Knoxville, working in small business university outreach office. And we hear that all the time, that you don't know where other DBs, minority owned women owned small companies are, and how to reach out to them. But the city has posted on our website the diversity business database of the vendors that we know about that are ready and willing and able to do jobs, and it is in an Excel spreadsheet that you can slice it, dice it. We have their phone numbers, their addresses, their email addresses are all in there. But you go to the city's website, and at the top in the search bar, search for diversity business directory, that will populate, and you can slice it and dice it all you want. Or you can give me a call, I'll be glad to help you. There are other agencies, the Urban League can also try to get you connected. So there are resources out there to help those larger primes and general contractors try to locate companies. No, we don't know every company that's out there. We make a concerted effort to try to find them. But that's a good place to start.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. All right, let's let the,
Wait, just so to clarify how you can connect with one another. So the registration form is very important. So when you fill out that registration form, we're collecting that information, but we also have the ability to share it out. So I think that when we're talking about bringing people together, we can just distribute that list. And if you're on that list, meaning that you registered, you'll know, because I know you're not gonna have time to talk with everyone here today. We'll get that list out to you so that you know who the DVDs are.
just wait, not gonna be here, that you know we'll be on, so we got to.
So just to clarify, everybody that we have on our list, we will make sure that everybody has that information, regardless of whether they're primes or subs. If they've registered, if they've gone to our website, and we're driving everybody to the website, because that's the way we can keep one database to send to everybody who's interested in getting that information. And it is segregated by what their capabilities are. And you want to, and you don't always have to be aligned with somebody that's got the same capability that you do. You want to broaden your horizons and have some capabilities that you don't have in your basket of offerings, if you will. That way you can do more things versus just one thing. But we do want you to network, we do want you to exchange business cards, we do want you to eat the food, and drink the drinks, because we knew we were asking people to come right after work, so every time we do this, we want to at least have a snack and a drink and a beverage for you, so you don't feel like you have to go home and change and eat and cook and then come over here. Yes, ma'am, we'll take one last question, and we're going to start networking, I mean it.
I just want to know, what is Urban League proactive, just because, I mean, you got people in the room, what is the proactive strategy that you're taking to get the whole community with the knowledge of this project and what, how they can get involved?
Well, let me speak to that. I want to speak to you personally as soon as I get through making this general statement, then I'm going to come directly to you and answer this in a more down in the weeds thing. But this is, and first and foremost, you are part of that solution for us. You being here, finding and talking to people that are not here, so they will be informed because they didn't get to come for whatever reason. Now, let me go back to the broader answer. The broader answer is, every opportunity we get, we are engaged with community groups. And every chance we get, we are talking about this project. Before we had one meeting, we determined that we needed to get a whole lot of information, so if people couldn't talk to us, we put it in their hand. So we've got flyers, we got posters, we got it in Spanish, we got it in English, we got it on our website, we got it on Facebook, we got it on Instagram, all the social media platforms you can think of. So this is part of our recruitment strategy. This is also part of our outreach strategy. But we are always constantly engaged with community groups and presenting information at community groups at their request, and sometimes we go out and seek them to allow us to stand in front of their audiences to provide this information. And the radio, yes. And please listen. If you don't listen to 99.7 WJB, start listening. They are constantly running information about this program. Those ads and those public service announcements are constantly updated. So it's not the same thing. Every time we get something new, we make sure they get it. Go to the Enlightener. That's our online newspaper that most of the minority population listens to. But we are doing everything we can to answer your question to make sure people are aware, because we know from experience we will have 20 of these, and then 25 people will say, I had no clue. So we want you then to help us in those situations. When they're not here, tell your friends, tell your family members. You can help us spread the word. We know we're just one agency, but we do have a lot of partners, but we could use more and more and more. So if you would do that, we appreciate it. That would help us. Now, I'm going to give you some dates and times of meetings we got on the schedule so we can get in the weeds. If you want to show up at those and bring other people, we're glad to do that. But we're always constantly doing this. And throughout the duration of this project, you can count on that. So don't get tired of hearing the Urban League. The Urban League, that is our job. If we don't do that, then we know there are a whole lot of people that are going to be saying, well, you didn't do enough. Well, we're going to go over and beyond enough. When I say we've had 15 training opportunities since May, that is not some random made-up number. That's 15 training classes with more on the calendar. So we know everybody's not where they want to be or need to be right now to participate. That's why we're doing those. So if you need training, take advantage of it. If you need to grow your capabilities, take advantage of the training. That's why we're doing it. And we don't have people who are half good at what they do. We got the best subject matter experts at what they do. And if you've been to one of our trainings, you can attest to that. If you've not been to one of our trainings, I encourage you to sign up for the next one. Let's start networking.